It's time to get the most out of LinkedIn for free. Check out this video and learn how to source through LinkedIn for free. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brandon Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. If you have not seen this channel before, it's all about upping your game in the recruiting industry. So a couple years ago, I did a video that really went over how to use LinkedIn for free. It's super powerful, and it was powerful back then, and it's much more powerful now. So I wanted to just do another video just to recap and go over how you can really source great candidates through LinkedIn for free, and how also just very quickly you can find endless amounts of clients to reach out to as well for free via LinkedIn. So we'll share screen and I'll see. All right, here you are on my LinkedIn. I'm going to teach you how to use LinkedIn for free. LinkedIn is getting better and better. I feel like definitely by the years, but even maybe by the months at this point, which is great. So I did this video a couple years ago. I hope it was very helpful then, and hopefully this one's even more helpful now. I think the search capabilities on this when you're a recruiter is phenomenal. It's not as good as LinkedIn Recruiter, but that's the point, right? They want you to pay for something. But if you're just getting going, or maybe you work at a company that doesn't have as big of a budget, then there's definitely, you can use LinkedIn. It's very robust, lots of things to do. So remember, if you are all watching my videos, you will know I am working with software engineers, right? So let's just I'm going to put software engineers first and foremost. You got to definitely put it in the little bunnies here because that's what pulls two words together. So here's all the results. And I can go down and I can, look at everybody, click on them. I can connect. Now here's an updated thing. This actually has been like at least over a year for sure, but you can add a note. And then once you add a note, once they accept your connection, that note will then be put again in front of their inbox. So there's a couple different ways of looking at this. You can either wait for them to accept your invite and then you message them, because you do get a report on that, or you can send it automatically. I don't know. I actually feel both ways on this. I like it both ways, but statistically speaking, they say not to put a note here. They say to do it after they connected. However, when you're super busy, it's hard to always go into who's accepting your connections and then send an invite or a message, I should say. So I think it's powerful both ways. I look at them. I look at them all the time. So as I connect with someone, it gets shot into my message inbox. So you can do this here. You can go by connections, first, second, and third. Remember, you should always be going through your first connections first. So they're your first connections when you're in a new search for sure. But let's say you've been in a search for a long time, you've gone through your first connections. You should really do that on a monthly basis if you can. I know as you have tons and tons of connections, it's difficult to do that, but I definitely think it's important to keep in touch with people, at least say hi, how you doing, thinking of you, stuff like that. Second connections, they are close to your first connections. And so that's a really easy way to segue. And when someone sees that you're a second connection, they're more likely to reach out to you. Now, on the other side of the coin, though, once you hit third connections, to me, that's far more interesting because whenever I'm doing searches, those third connections are the ones that's going to be hidden the most. So I'm more open to that. If I want to really go on some tangent sourcing, that's something I'll do. So just for this, I'll put on here. I'll put third connections. Now I want to go to locations. I want to do United States because it was just said that 70% of companies are going to stay remote, which is crazy. So current companies. Now, if I was, here we go. They got the big five right here. They have the updated names, except for Google, actually. I'm surprised it doesn't say Alphabet here. So we have been going in the engineering world off of FANG, which is Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And however, now it's, I don't know a better way of saying it, but it's MAMA. So it's Meta, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. Did I say Alphabet? And then Alphabet. And so this is just the different parent companies. But let's say I want someone from Meta, which Meta, remember, would encompass Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and all the other companies they own. So you can add a company, you can choose whatever one you want. Even if I want someone from Netflix, like really whatever companies you want, you can add all of this, which is great. Here's all the other filters. So these are extremely powerful as well. Past companies, like let's say I have a client that's smaller, and maybe they don't want companies from the big five. So maybe they want companies that used to work at the big five and now maybe they're smaller. They work at smaller companies. That's the thing. Maybe I want to go through schools. This again is such a powerful tool here to do schools, and this is a lot more robust than it used to be. You weren't able to do this and add schools. Industries, personally, this one doesn't interest me for what I do. Even when I'm looking for recruiters, I don't know, I don't really like go by industry because even me as a recruiter, I'm in the computer software world because I'm in tech. So I don't do that. Language, I haven't needed that at all. But this is interesting. So open to pro bono consulting, volunteering, joining a nonprofit board. The only thing that I would do when I'm doing my searches is if I am recruiting for a mission-driven company, because anyone that's mission-driven wants other people that are mission-driven, and so that would be something that would interest me here. Service categories, again, I'm not personally interested in that. I don't see the need. But right here with the keywords, this is also more robust. So you can put the title. So if I wanted someone that strictly has software engineer in their title, that's something I can do. If you see here, Tao, he's a product engineer. For me, it still relates. But if you just want to be very specific on title, you could do that. If you only wanted to look for staff level or different levels, you can do that. Again, here's the company and here's a school that you can fill in. So they do it two ways. Now, here's why I think the keywords is interesting. So let's say you want to really just focus on women. Something you can do here, for example, let's say I want to find every software engineer in the United States, that's a third connection, who's named Mary. I can do that. There's actually 1,200 people I could get from. Whoa, holy moly, this is a really good search. They're pulling from some great companies, Stitch Fix, Asana, Coinbase, Rally Health. Ooh, this is a really good search. So see how just crazy powerful that was just for me to find just women engineers. So this is really thinking outside the box. This is really, this is a tangent. This is cool. I'm going to connect with them. Well, of course, we can look at their profiles. We can make sure, but really, these are great connections that I would love to add. So another thing we can do, let's go all the way down, and you can definitely say, this is helpful results. That's important. Let's reset. Now, let's say I am looking for, there's all sorts of ways to do this, but let's say I'm looking for a Rails engineer. Look at that. I can go straight to the Ruby on Rails group. How cool. Now, this is where, again, they've gotten a lot more robust with their filters. So I'm going to grab Ruby on Rails. Now I can just go straight here and look. I can find, clients that are looking. I can find people that are looking, that are involved. This gets a little noisy. So for me, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab the different companies that all have the Rails groups. I could do the locations again, right? United States. I could do company size. It's the cool part. Another way to do that would be let's restart the search. And let's say I want to do software engineer again. Here we are. And I actually want to just grab them by groups and all the filters. Oh, that one didn't work. Let's see. I can go down here. Let's just say I want to go to the Java group. And I just request to join. So what that does is it also puts it on my profile. So if I go to my profile, I go all the way down, and it will show it all here, all my interests. And that also is something that's very powerful, because it will show what companies you are, but what groups. So if people see that I'm involved in these groups, not only are every single person in these groups a free message for me, that's very powerful. That's very important, but it also shows that I'm involved in the community, which is really important. Okay, and you see that my little gem keeps popping up. I do use Gem as my email sequencing tool, which I think is really powerful. Now, if I'm going to use LinkedIn to find clients, how cool is that? This is easy. So I'm going to search for whatever job I want to place. So again, if I'm looking for software engineers, I want to see what other companies are looking for software engineers. This is the United States. You can do experience level, types of companies. But you can just literally go down here and find companies, but that's not what I love. I like to actually go through And this is how very quickly, let's just say I want to be really precise and I want to find Rails engineers again. I'm going to find right here. Look at, there are endless, look at 5,800 companies that I can go and hopefully make them my clients. I can do on-site remote. The filters are really never ending. And that's what's amazing about LinkedIn right now. So there's a lot of things here to do for free. Look at, I didn't click on my recruiter over here. I didn't click on Recruiter Lite, anything like that. There is so many ways to not only to search for clients, but to search for candidates. And that is what's incredibly powerful. So enjoy that, do that, think outside the box before buying LinkedIn Recruiter for sure, especially if you're starting on your own. You definitely want to keep costs low. With that said, I definitely swear by LinkedIn Recruiter. I love it, but the fact that free LinkedIn is so much more powerful than it has been the last couple of years, you could probably get away with doing it for a good amount of time, especially if you have good, powerful connections, versus say people accepting you and then you then reaching out to them. Like that's key. If you can, you could really make a business with just your connections alone, as long as you're doing it the right way. So enjoy that, and remember that money is just a vessel to get you to do all the amazing things that you want to go do in life. So go do it. There is a ton of great work that can be done, in this recruiting world, this recruiting industry. So thanks so much for watching. See you every Thursday at noon.